FC26 has already shown clear finishing patterns. Some techniques are way more effective than others, and today we'll break down the 3 best meta finishing methods you need to master if you want to score goals consistently. And in the end, I will also show you a setting that empowers all of these techniques, so make sure you watch until the end. Normal shots might sound basic, but in FC26 they are much more effective and surprisingly very reliable. The secret lies in power and placement. Between 2 and 3 bars of power is the sweet spot, enough to beat the keeper, but not that so much that the ball flies into the stands. But there is more to it than just pressing the shooting button. To really make normal shots work at a high level, you need to focus on 2 things: clearing the path before shooting and deciding which corner to aim for. Even the strongest finishers in the game will fail if your shot is blocked. Creating that split-second window where you don't have anyone ahead of you is critical. Before pulling the trigger, add one small action to clear your shooting lane: a ball roll, a quick fake shot, or just an extra touch to the side. These little adjustments force defenders to overcommit and open up the angle. The second key is to decide which corner to shoot at. Reading the goalkeeper plays a huge role here. In FC26, keepers still have tendencies. Watching the keeper's movement for just half a second before shooting often tells you everything. This tiny detail turns a 50-50 chance into a goal almost every time. So putting it all together, we start the attack and then pass the ball towards our striker, and with a simple left stick movement, we get rid of the defender to be able to clear our path and also create 2 angles towards the goal so that we don't lock into one single opportunity, and then right afterwards we receive the ball and we just take a look at our opportunities. In this case, we have the close corner. Even though the keeper is close to it, even though he's protecting it, that's a chance. And then we have the far corner, and then the only thing we have to watch here is the defender's movement. As you can see here, the defender is also approaching towards the near side, and then in the next step we are going to decide what we're going to do with the shot. So what we do here, we load up the shot with the circle button here, and then it will be around between 2 and 3 bars. So what we do here, we power up the shot, and in the right moment, in the last moment, we take a last look at the defender. And in that case, if I shoot towards the far corner, then the defender is going to be on top of me. The shot can be blocked, but then we also have an opening towards the near post, and then that won't be contested by the defender. So what we do here, we load up to 3 bars of power towards the near post, and in the end we score the goal. The problem of decision making is something that I encounter a lot in my personal coaching sessions, which could be easily solved with the right touch. In our individual coaching services, I show you how to adapt to FC26 as soon as possible and become a better player already. If you are ready to take the big step on improvement, check the links in the description and start your training already. Now let's break down to finesse shots. Finesse shots in FC26 are one of the strongest ways to punish the opponents, and they are not just for the show, they are genuinely part of the meta. What makes them so powerful is the curve and precision. Instead of blasting the ball straight at the goal, you're bending it around the defenders and away from the keeper, curling it right into the far corner. To hit the ball with the finesse shot, simply hold on to the R1, RB button while shooting. The classic situation is inside the box. When you receive the ball in a slightly wide position, instead of smashing it to the near post, try curling it across the goalkeeper with a finesse. Open up your player's body, aim for the far corner, and strike with a power between 2 and 3 bars. The animation feels smoother, and the curve pulls the ball just out of the reach of the keeper's dive. Setting up the perfect finesse shot, however, requires one simple trick. You need to have a diagonal shooting angle around 45 degrees towards your target. This shooting angle will enhance the curve you need for the finesse shot. So before going for a finesse, make sure you get one final touch on the ball to create this angle, and with that, the perfect shot. Now, finesse shots from outside the box still exist, but they're more situational. If you're cutting inside onto your strong foot with time and space, you can absolutely curl one into top corner with around 3 bars of power. But those chances don't come often, and they are riskier. Inside the box positions are the bread and butter of finesse finishing this year. The final thing to understand is when not to finesse. If you are being closed down inside the box and don't have the angle, forcing a finesse usually ends with a blocked shot. That is where a normal or low-driven shot is more effective. Save finesse for the moments when you actually see the far corner and have the space to wrap your foot around the ball. And as the last technique, we have the low-driven shots, which were reworked for this year's game. One interesting fact is that you can actually combine low-driven shots with other mechanics such as finesse and power shots. But the normal lob driven is by far the easiest and most effective version, and that is the one I'll be focusing on here. The input is a little different this year. Instead of just tapping the shooting button briefly, you now power up your shot as normal and then quickly tap the shooting button a second time before the strike goes off. That second tap tells your player to drive the ball low and hard towards the goal. So, where is this effective? Lob-driven shots are lethal in those half positions inside the box where blasting the ball might not be accurate enough. For example, when you receive the ball around the penalty spot and the defenders are closing in, a quick lob-driven into the corner is almost impossible for the keeper to react to. They are also fantastic when the goalkeeper rushes out. Instead of trying to chip or blast past them, you just slide the ball underneath into the corner, and 9 times out of 10, it's a goal. The key to mastering lob-drivens is placement. Always aim diagonally into the corners. If you shoot straight on, the keeper's legs or body often get in the way. But when you pick your spot and drive it across the goal, the keeper simply can't get down enough fast. Here is an example. Receiving the ball inside the box, I'm trying to find an opening to shoot. With a quick fake towards the upper side, I get rid of the defender, and with the fake shot afterwards, I create myself a shooting opportunity. Now, what should I do here? I first decide to go for a normal shot with a power between 2 and 3 bars, but as soon as I see that the keeper is rushing out, I press the shooting button a second time for a low-driven shot, since the keepers who are coming out of goal are very vulnerable against it. Even if the keeper tries to kick it out, it's no good and we have the goal. If you want to know more about low-driven shots, don't miss out our dedicated lesson on the Guide Plus, which reveals every trick to it. Definitely check the links in the description after the video. So after revealing the techniques we have, it's time for the shooting setting that defines the skill gap in FC26. Since the time finishing no longer exists, precision shooting is the real deal. This is an advanced mechanic that will allow you to aim better at the goal. With the assisted shooting, you just pick a corner and your aim doesn't really matter. However, the precision shooting mechanic requires an exact aim with your left analog stick. While playing with the setting turned on, you will see a line that indicates the direction of the shot. It will also increase the power of the shot, meaning the ball will head towards the target at faster speeds. To enable it, go to the settings and change the shooting assistance from assisted to precision. Compared to assisted shooting, your shots get a clear consistency when using the precision one. This brings a huge advantage of accuracy if you can aim correctly with your left stick. You may shoot the ball towards the far side of the goal where it becomes impossible for the keeper to reach it. Even if you slightly aim near the post and more towards the outer side, the ball can still go in. This separates precision shooting from being completely manual. Just make sure you don't aim too far away from the target, otherwise it could become really embarrassing. The question is, do you really need to use the precision shooting? Well, it's all up to you, but if you want to improve and make a difference with your shooting, the answer is a definite yes. You will fail a lot at the start, but getting used to the precision shooting will drastically change your finishing experience and take your attacking game one step ahead. If you want to get into the finishing spots way easier and improve your attacking instantly, check out one of our latest videos where we give you 3 crucial fundamental tips about attacking, which appears on your screen right now. Click to watch it and become a better FC player in this early stage of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, take care and peace.